Yes, guys, hello and welcome back to the Spurs-related YouTube channel and podcast. I hope everyone's doing very well today. Today, we're going to be super quickly running through all the transfer news for you guys, giving you all the details you need to know and all the latest updates to do with Tottenham Hotspur. Today, I'm joined alongside my co-host, Andre, SpursRelated, all the way from Canada. Very quickly, Andre, how are you doing, mate?
Well, I'm doing great. Still in the high that was when we signed James Maddison yesterday. But, the news doesn't stop. The transfer updates don't stop. And we've got some news for you guys.
Absolutely love it. We've got a couple of updates on centre-backs. We've got an update on a particular guy called Harry Winks. We've got plenty coming through. So let's crack on. But before we do so, guys, the support on the channel has been fantastic lately. Each video is getting over 1,000 views pretty much now, which is crazy, crazy numbers. And the way you guys can help us out even further is by smashing that thumbs up. I know I say it every video, but let's get 100 likes again. Let's keep it going. And let's see your comments about today's news in the chat. And of course, in the comments at the end, I'll put in a little secret word to see who's watching throughout and who the real Spurs relatables are. But Andre, enough of the promo about this channel, because we love the Spurs relatables. We love the followers. Let's get into the news and help the followers out as to what is going on today.
Perfect. So I think the first thing to really do is to just kind of go back to that shopping list that we mentioned a few episodes ago, right? We wanted 5 players, as Alistair Gold had pointed out. We wanted a goalkeeper, 2 center backs, an attacking midfielder, and a young left winger, possibly right winger. So now we're able to check off the goalkeeper. We're able to check off the attacking midfielder. And all we got left is about 3 more pieces, at least for this window, but who knows? Things change. But the big thing is that even on James Maddison's post from 433, Fabrizio Romano commented that the next one is center backs. So, I mean, seeing as we're being linked with a few of those center backs already, it makes perfect sense. The center backs position needs a lot of work. I know, James, that you have your own thoughts on it. What do you think? What do you think we need to do now?
Yep, centre back is the priority now. We have to get in someone with a decent amount of experience, in my opinion, first. We have to get someone that's going to be ready to come into that starting lineup alongside Romero straight away as the left centre back. And the second one, in my opinion, should be a younger centre back with potential to be an absolutely incredible centre back for many years to come. So I would personally focus on the likes of a Tapsoba. We saw Pau Torres going to Aston Villa today. I feel like we should have gone in for him. I know you're a big fan of Pau Torres, Andre, so maybe you're a bit sad to see that, but I think we now go for Tapsoba or one of those slightly more experienced centre backs. Tapsoba, I believe 24, 25 years of age, but it's not like a 20-year-old centre back. Whereas Van der Ven, who we're also linked with, who is coming up in this video as well, is 22 years old, but I believe he could be a very, very good centre-back in maybe 3 or 4 years, and I think that should be the second centre-back option choice out of the 2.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, I won't lie. When I saw the update that Pau Torres to Aston Villa, it's confirmed, broke my heart a little. You know how excited I was that we could maybe get him. I think it must have been my own. I think I hyped myself up for nothing because we were never really we were linked to him lightly, but I don't think we were ever going to pay that release clause. So It wasn't going to happen, but that's fine. I think we've made some good signings now, and it looks like we're heading towards center backs, as Fabrizio Romano's confirming here in the comments. And as also he's confirmed in his own tweets yesterday that Spurs have made contact with Van de Ven. And now they're in direct contacts. As we had discussed, Van de Ven left it up to his agent to sort of see if Tottenham were serious about him. And they are. And now I guess they're trying to see if personal terms can be agreed upon before they go and hit up Wolfsburg with that transfer fee discussion. And even though, like you said, Tapsoba might be the more crucial one you want to get, it looks like that one might be a bit more complicated because of the transfer fee they might ask, somewhere between 40 and 50 million. Meanwhile, Van de Ven, that might not be the case. So I think why not, if this is going to be someone you're going to sign regardless, sign him now.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to miss the boat. Apparently, Liverpool are interested as well, so let's get Van der Ven done. The only reason I said at the start of the video to get a more experienced one in first is because I think that should be the priority. However, I don't believe Van de Ven coming in would be a starter. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe our scouts have said, this guy really could go straight into the 11. But I think we need, Van de Ven, I believe, would be around 25 to 30 million probably. So I think I was thinking we would spend 40, 50 million on a centre back, a starting centre back. We get rid of Davinson Sanchez. Dier looks like he's staying. Potentially Tanganga out on loan. So we do have to get two. Great that we've contacted Van de Ven. Happy with that. From what I've seen, this guy is a very, very promising player. Almost like we said, a replication of Jan Vertonghen, his play style, quick, left-footed, can play left back, left centre back. So positive stuff there. Is he a starter? I honestly don't think so. But guys, let me know in the comments. Maybe you guys think Micky van der Ven is good enough to start in this Tottenham lineup straight away if we do get him.
Well, I've seen some good highlights from him. I wouldn't be surprised if they're making a signing for someone who is a backup, but if one of our starters were to get injured, he could come in and it wouldn't be that much of a difference in quality. And that's kind of what you want, right? You want someone who's learning, but if he does hop on the starting 11, you're not scared that the season's over, we're going to concede a bunch of goals. This guy's highlights are really good and he's so pacey, which is great to see, especially if Romero sticks to the way he's been playing, we might need someone pacey to come back and, try his best to save the ball before they get on a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So definitely excited about this one, hopefully. And yeah, you're right. Sanchez, there's a few of those center backs who have said they want to head out. Sanchez is one of them. Dier, on the other hand, I know that we've discussed this before, but he has said that he wants to, he's eager to show Postecoglou that he's worth being in the Tottenham squad. I mean, he's got a year to do it, but I mean, I don't know. What do you think, James?
What's he got to show us? We've seen everything about Eric Dier. Eric Dier, honestly, don't get me started now. You guys know how I feel about him, but what's he got to prove? He's played centre-back. He failed at centre-back originally. He got moved to a central defensive mid. He kind of got carried by the other central defensive mid under Pochettino. He then moves back as a centre-back under Mourinho. Does okay. And then under Conte just makes mistake after mistake. And it's just like, what are we expecting under Postecoglou? Eric Dier is going to be, a 10 out of 10 centre-back, even a 7 out of 10. No, he's not. He's accident-prone. He's mistake-prone. And I would really prefer he left, but it's not happening, so just got to move on.
Yeah, I mean, I think out of all of them, he'd be. Unfortunately, if he wants to stay, that's what you want, right? You want a player who wants to stay regardless. It's not like we're going to be able to bring 5, 6 center backs.
I don't want a player that wants to stay because Harry Winks might want to stay, and I'd rather him never stay. Ryan Sessegnon might want to stay at Tottenham because guess what? It's quite attractive being at a club with a nice stadium, nice training ground, treated well, paid pretty nicely. But the fans don't like them. They're not good enough. So why would we want to keep them? I get what you're saying, but just because a player wants to stay doesn't mean the fans and the manager should want them to stay in the club. It seems like it's the easy option to keep Eric Dier out of the other 3 centre-backs we were talking about. Lenglet's obviously his loan's expired. Not sure what's happening with him. Probably not going to come back in. Tanganga's probably going to be loaned out. And Davinson Sanchez is probably going to be moved on. So, yeah, Eric Dier's going to be staying. But is it a good thing he's staying? Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. And you know what? The Lenglet thing that you bring that up, I think he's still someone that Tottenham have as an option. I think it might be an in case of emergency sort of button. They could bring him in if they say a lucrative deal comes in for all our center backs. Then obviously you want to bring Lenglet in for 6 to 10 million or whatever it was that we had. So that's fine. But we'll see what happens. The center back options looks like that's what we're going for next. I'm very excited about this one. But I think that's all we've had to say about this one. So how about we move on to the next piece of news?
Let's go.
Well, looks like Postecoglou has booked a meeting with Kane for when he comes back from vacation. They want to discuss contracts, projects. the thing that has been discussed with Kane at least 5-6 times now as in his stay at Tottenham. I don't know how this one's gonna go. Honestly, he's got a year left in his contract. If we don't sell him now, he could go for free. How do you think this is gonna go?
I was very confident Harry Kane was going to stay, and I'm still fairly confident he'll stay. But obviously, the news earlier this week to do with Bayern Munich and Bayern Munich making a £60 million bid was alarming, but also rejected straight away because it's an insult, that bid. But various sources are saying personal terms will agree with Harry Kane. Again, we haven't had anyone tier one say that, but it makes you think, is something going on? The meeting coming up. Has Harry Kane made his mind up? Maybe he does want to move away, or maybe it is just the same old thing he's had with various managers, with Conte, Mourinho, where he talks about this project to sign at Spurs and how it's going to be great for him. Let's not forget Harry Kane did want to leave in 2021. That is pretty much like official. So 2 years down the line, well, we haven't won a trophy. Harry Kane's still carrying the team, and the team's actually probably gone backwards. Isn't great. Maddison coming in is obviously a huge positive, and I think they get on very well for England. So great news there, but I don't think although Postecoglou is a great manager, I don't think he's got it in his. It's not like it's a Pep Guardiola where that would make you stay, right? Without, I'm not disrespecting Ange Postecoglou. I hope he comes in and does a fantastic job. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think Ange Postecoglou's got the resource to draw Harry Kane away from, if he is deciding he wants to leave. If Harry Kane's made his mind up and he wants to leave, we don't know what's going on with Harry Kane's brain. If he wants to leave, I don't think he's going to get swayed with any meeting with anyone, right? So, unfortunately, it's probably going to be more like a let's find out what happens after this meeting rather than Postecoglou being able to sway his decision.
Yeah, I agree. And I do think a lot of it will have to do on how the season goes. It's a real gamble. We could be seeing one of the best strikers in the Premier League leave for free if we keep him this summer.
Exactly.
And but I mean it is a gamble, right? We need him, right? We do need him. I think the entire window literally goes out the window slightly if Harry Kane leaves, because now you have this gaping hole at the front. But we'll see what happens. We'll keep updating you guys on what happens next with this one. But at the moment, it's that meeting now that we have to wait for.
Yeah,
on to the next piece of news.
And before we move on to the last bit of news, it's that secret word time in the comments. Loads of you put it. Let's see if you get it this time. The secret word for this video is, what we're going to do, Ange, A-N-G-E, Ange, in the comments. Let's see how many people put the secret word in the comments. Absolutely love it. And back talking about this horrendous football player.
What an intro. All right, so Harry Winks. I know that Jack, for example, thinks he's been all right. I think he's had his moments, but I think more often than not, it's pretty mid how he plays. I think that one goal he played, that one goal he had in the Europa League, where I think he scored, like, it was an amazing goal from I don't know how far away, but it was supposed to be a pass. It's just that's how bad the pass was. But it just happened to go in the net instead. That tells me everything. So, but either way, the big thing here now is that Leicester have agreed to a £10 million fee for Winks. A medical is set. He's going to head over, see if he becomes a Leicester player. He basically is at this point. He's going to be a Leicester player. And a homegrown heading out, leaving the nest. How do you feel about that one, James?
It's what we want. With all due respect, Harry Winks is a Tottenham boy, and I'm not going to be too disrespectful about this, but I think it has been time to move on for a little while now. He loves passing it backwards and sideways. He's missed as safe as we know, and his form just got worse and worse every time he was included. Feel a little bit sorry for him because obviously the caliber of player came in and improved, and he didn't really get much chance. But when he did get a chance, he wasn't good. And I think £10 million, we've done very well. I know I had a debate with Jack the other day on the video and said I don't think we'll get more than like 8 million. Well, I was wrong. Hold my hands up, Jack. You were right on this one. But yeah, I think it's time to move on, and maybe he'll do well in the Championship. Don't forget, Ollie Skip was pretty good in the Championship for Norwich. Harry Winks obviously went to Sampdoria, was pretty average there, I believe. So yeah, good luck to him. Wish him all the best. But am I happy? Was your question? Yes, I am happy he's moving on because we're finally getting rid of some of the deadwood in this football club.
Yeah, I feel bad for him too. I mean, Sampdoria came in last place. That says everything there. Obviously, it's a team game in the end, but it's not a good look. You go on loan. It's a Premier League player goes on loan, and then the team comes in last place. So it's unfortunate to see. But yeah, Harry Winks, best of luck at Leicester. And yeah, we'll update you guys once that one's official, which should be very soon.
There we go. And as quickly as that, we are done. 16 minutes. Easy as that. 4 or 5 news stories. Andre, great work, guys. If you did enjoy this video, this little transfers update, smash the thumbs up button. Like I said, please do put your comments in. I always enjoy reading your comments about all things Tottenham, all things transfers. I always reply to every single one. So whack your comment in the chat. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's always good to see new faces as well. We're approaching 2K subscribers on YouTube. The growth has been brilliant recently. Let's keep that up. And yeah, that's everything for today's episode, guys. And remember, as always, come on, you Spurs.